Martin, are we biological robots?
Yes, I mean, you can turn it off at that point, but the the world is run by cause and effect. We treat everything with cause and effect. And the odd thing is, we seem to think that that doesn't apply to us. It's a kind of vanity we have. So everything we do, everything we think, everything we feel must have a cause. Unless you want to go into the world where there are things that can happen without a cause, and treat yourself as a special thing, not part of the universe where cause and effect applies everywhere. Of course, what this means is that we have no free will, because whatever we decide has a cause. And this argument has raged for centuries, if not millennia. Do we have free will? Well, there's a book out now by a guy called Robert Sapolsky, which pretty much answers. I've always been convinced that there's no such thing as free will. But he argues, it's a book called, I think it's called Determined. He argues through all the science of it, and he's a neurobiologist, I think, or something like that. Very well respected. He argues through the whole thing, and he says, well, we can't possibly have any free will, because everything within us is determined. So, if you want to believe in free will, you have to believe that there are things that happen that have no cause. So, in the everyday world, it could be that you wake up one morning and just check your bank account, and there's $1 million in the bank. It has no cause. There's no audit trail. It's just part of your world where things don't have a cause. Or the neighbour across the road that you don't particularly like, you look out your window in the morning and his house is gone, disappeared. No cause. It's part of your causeless world. If you believe that things can happen without a cause, then anything can happen. And I think it's probably a fairly quick route to the lunatic asylum. So anyway, cause and effect applies to human beings as much as anything else. And Schopenhauer came out with his famous statement, you can do what you want, but you can't want what you want. So, I want an ice cream. Well, go and get one then. You can do what you want. Why did you want an ice cream? You can't want what you want. You wanted an ice cream, but you can't want what you want. There's no free will involved. So, the book by Sapolsky is a very, very good book to read if you are confused on this topic. The implications of it are fairly profound. If there's no free will, there's no self. How could there possibly be a self if there's no free will? We're just part of the universe, influenced by it in lots of different ways, our environment, our history, our particular constitution, all determining what we decide and what we do at any particular moment in time. We are biological robots. And lots of people don't like that. You speak to the man in the street, you have no free will. Oh, yes, I do have free will. I went to the pub last night and I wanted to go to the pub. No point talking to people like that because there's not really a lot of reflection going on. Interestingly enough, Sapolsky points out all the modern philosophers, and this is an interesting fact, 90% of modern philosophers and scientists believe in free will. And he shoots that all down fairly efficiently. He goes into things like chaos theory, quantum indeterminacy, to show that it doesn't matter what you look at, we are biological machines. and we can't get away from it. So yes, we are biological machines, and to accept that requires probably a bit of soul searching. But it's actually ultimately quite liberating. It just means that you're an integral part of the universe, determined by cause and effect. And what happens to you and what you decide and what you feel and what you think is just all determined.